Hello. Welcome once again to the Green Dragon Brewing Company. Thank you, return listeners that are showing up once again to follow the adventures, and thank you to new listeners that are here for the very first time. I'm your host / DM Patrick, and I'm happy to have you all join us. So today's episode is the second live session that we recorded. This one will be split into two parts, like the previous two episodes. And we start off with a bang. We start off with a new player joining the table, a good friend of mine, and I'll leave the mystery for the podcast itself. But we're excited to be bringing in new players as well. We have some new ways to access the pod. So get your pens and papers ready, because we are going to list off a few different ways that you can engage with us here at Green Dragon. So you can find us at our Green Dragon Brewing Company YouTube site, which is attached in the link here. You can find us on Twitter at GDB Company. You can also find us on Reddit under our subreddit of Green Dragon Brewing CO. And our latest development, which is really friggin' cool, is that we are now a podcast. You're like, well, Pat, that's what you've always been. You've never made any other contention other than that. Yeah, I know, I get it. But you can find us now on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Casts, Radio Public. So, there you go. Pretty sweet. And this is all available to us because of Anchor, so we'd like to give them a thanks and a shout out for that. And yes, we also have our own email now. So we're looking to take any questions that any of our listeners have. I'm looking to do some potential episodes on creating characters that our listeners come up with and throwing them into the campaign. So I would love to have a conversation with anybody who's interested in that. So you can email Green Dragon at Green Dragon Brewing Company, all one word, at gmail.com. And that's it. That's the way to get in contact with us. So please, if you're a fan of the show, reach out. Would love to hear any feedback that you have. And we'd love to potentially get into the campaign, which I think is pretty cool. So enough jib-jabbering on my end. Let's roll it into the newest episode. I hope you enjoy. Brian, I want to introduce you to our newest player. My buddy Nolan. I lived with Nolan in Calgary, and we learned how to play D&D together. And I've invited him to this campaign.
Hey, Brian. Nice to meet you.
I think he did say hi, but Brian, are you muted
Brian
again?
sounds remarkably like a baby.
Totally possible. Okay, does anybody want to do a recap for Nolan and our listeners?
I mean, it probably should.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
No, we don't want to do it.
If I know Jay, he's a great storyteller.
Oh, all right, Nolan, here we go.
Let's let the bard do it.
Check it.
DM, if I could get some accompaniment.
Oh yeah.
Where's the bot?
Yeah, let me just see what.
If you would.
Can you do it over the Game of Thrones intro theme?
Yeah, I think that's a great request.
Not bad. Oh, I don't want to see you.
There we go.
Really good. Oh, Rhythm, get out of here. Oh, okay.
It's gonna be there. It's fine. Ignore it. You're losing time.
All right, Nolan. So on the beginning of our voyage, a group of intrepid travelers who didn't know each other very well were on a boat. They were in the Black Reef, but the boat crashed, and they all ended up on the shore. And they didn't know where to go. An old lady helped them and said, "Go to the Port Drandon. There's going to be a captain there named Captain Truman who will help you out." And we went to Captain Truman, and there was a guy named Daffenor there. And we're like, "Well, I got to free that guy." And then we did. And Captain Truman was like, "You got to find this pirate." And we're like, "Okay, what's the pirate's name?" Fire's name was Jaeger Tides, and we're like, well, how do we do that? He's like, go to a bar. So we went to a bar. We fought some dudes, including a guy named Bluetooth, and then we found out where the Jaeger Tides probably was. So then Captain Truman gave us a boat, which actually fucking flew. Did it fly? I don't think it did. It might have. We found Jaeger Tides. We fucked that dude up real bad, and then we found out that he did have a boat that flew, and so we're like, let's take that fucking boat. We went back to Captain Truman at Port Drandon, and we were like, we fucked up the Jaeger Tides. And he's like, okay. And we're like, we want to set up a brewery. And he's like, that's a very strange thing to do after just fucking up a pirate. But we're like, that's what we want to do. And he's like, well, you should go to Stiller's Bach. It's the best place for business. It's very fancy. All the good business in Awandis, this whole continent, which is where we are, happens in Stiller's Bach. We're like, let's do that shit. So we went to Stiller's Bach, and there's some homies there, but they look tough. And they were like, you stepped into Stiller's Bach. We're like, of course we did. That's what we were told to do. And he's like, you owe us 10,000 gold coins. We're like, hey, we just spent all of our gold coins on a dope-ass sword for only one person on our party, the guy we just freed. Not a great idea. And so we don't have that money. And he's like, okay, well, then we have to kill you. And we're like, we're going to run away. So we ran away, and we were going to go to this other place, which I forget is, what's the, Bancroft Harbor. No, Bancroft Harbor. And then we were like, nah, that's kind of weird and seedy. We don't want to go there. So then we were like, we should go to Dyerdale, because there's a thing on the boat that we stole from the pirate that said go to Dyerdale. So we went, and then we fucked up with a dragon who tried to take us out, and we crashed kind of a little bit. I fell off the boat. The dragon saved me because I told him to, and the boat landed. It was fine. So we're like, let's go to Dyerdale. Went to Dyerdale. There's two families. Both of them are kind of like wolf-like maybe a little bit, and they're arguing. They're trying to find out who's going to take the crown. And we're like, we should help one of these people through some trials, and then they'll become king, and then we're going to be party to the king. So we helped this one dude through a trial or two, and then we're like, we should fuck up the dragon as part of the trial. So we bring this wolf dude onto our boat, and he's like, hey, where'd you get the boat? And we're like, oh, it's ours. But I was a lie, and he immediately saw that it was a lie. And he realized that it was from a pirate who had fucked with his nation. And so then we had to fight him, and we had him in a truce. But then Daffenor, who we bought this super great sword for, used that sword and fucked up this dude, and he died. But, like, not died, D&D died. So we brought him back to life, and he wasn't super thrilled. And we're like, we should probably, like, see what's up with this dude. But we're like, no, let's keep doing the trial. So we went back, and we fucked up with the dragon, took its head, and went back to this guy that we killed who's, like, in line for the kingdom of Dyerdale. And we're like, hey, here's a dragon head. It's, like, one of the trials to become king. We give you this. Are you going to be cool? And he's like, yeah, I'll be cool. So we went back to Dyerdale, but there was one more trial where we had to decide, based on his leadership, what we would do with the prisoner, but we actually already met the prisoner, and we decided that we would use restorative justice and include him in our party. And so everything worked out really, really well. That was passing the trial. Our homie's the king. He gives us some dope shit. Everything's awesome. But wait, it's not. There's an undead army at the door, and we're like, oh shit. So we had to fight this undead army, and we're like, crazy. And then we heard a noise inside. We go back inside. There's somebody trying to kill our king's dad, who's like still kind of like the king. And the king's fine, but like our buddy is now the king, and we chase the assassin away, and we don't catch him, but we kill off the undead people, and we're like, fuck, this is crazy. And then we find this thing on the undead army that's like, oh, hey, those people in Stiller's Bach who are actually vampires, who are like your mortal enemies, it was them who did it. But something's kind of hinky. We're like, I don't think it was. We got to fucking prove that it wasn't them. But our buddy, who's now the king, he's like, no, I'm going to fuck up those guys. We're going to go to war. And we're like, no, that's bad. He's like, you have 1 week to prove to me that it's not them and that we're not going to go to war. And we're like, okay, let's bounce out of here. So we bounce out of there and go to like a wizard who's like super knowledgeable, has some libraries. We're like, let's read. We go to the libraries. We read about the history of all of Wandis. Back in the day, there was like a fighting, and there was a boom, and there's a beast, and shit got destroyed. And anyways, we're like, okay, well, this is not helping us at all. Except that we find out that the Stiller's Bach peeps, who are vampires, we can prove that the thing we found that they left behind isn't from them. So we're like, sweet, thanks. By the way, where's Daffenor? The guy whose sword we bought, and he killed Elsie. He left, but he came back. But actually, 2 of him came back. We're like, oh shit, what do we do? And then the third one of him, who's a super duper, him came from the future, tried to fuck with us. But we got him, and we killed him almost, but not really, because then he healed himself because he's a fucking paladin. Thanks, Daffenor. And then he was from the future, and then he went back to the future, part 2. And we're like, man, what do we do? So we went to the boat because we found the proof. We needed to go back to Dyerdale and be like, hey, wasn't those guys from Stiller's Bach because you're more with them? Then one of the guys on the boat was like, yo, I saw some shit. And we're like, we saw some shit. And we discussed the shit that we saw. And we were like, we can't solve this right now. Well, we got to go. So we went back to Dyerdale, and we went. And when we got there, we found out that the king, who was our buddy, sort of, because we killed him, and then was like, cool, he fucking got assassinated. And so the next guy in line was like, what's going on? Was it you guys? And then me, the bard, I was like, nah, it wasn't us. And so he believed me. And so they're still going to go to war, and there's some creepy things going on. And we're like, oh, my God. So he let us go, and we're technically supposed to be the forward party who are going to scope out Stiller's Bach. Within a day, be like, hey, this is where peeps are or aren't. And so we're on our way back to our boat where some homies are. They were really sad that they couldn't land on the roof. That's a different thing altogether. And so that's where we're at now. We're like, are we going to be the forward party? Are we going to do something else? It's hard to say. So that's pretty much the entire story.
Incredible. Just
That
incredible.
was fantastic. Yeah.
That wasn't rehearsed then.
Yeah.
All right. So I just have one question here. Originally, you were going to go to Stiller Bach, and you had 1 week to prove that it wasn't those people in Stiller Bach. Now it sounds like you are the scouting party, and you're full on with the war. Is that right?
So we, as a group, we haven't decided whether we're actually going to be the forward party. Part of me talking ourselves out of getting thrown into the brig when we did arrive back in Dyerdale was I was like, oh, hey, like, actually, we're pretty good at adventuring, so maybe we can scout ahead for you. And they were like, okay, yeah, do that. We'll let you go. So they've let us go. The people who had gone into Dyerdale with kind of like the proof and stuff that they didn't really care about at all. So we haven't made the choice to go actually to Stiller's Bach and be the forward party, but that is kind of what has been asked of us by the people now in Dyerdale and in charge of Dyerdale.
Gotcha. Okay.
Jay, that was fantastic, and it was so good that I'm actually going to give everyone inspiration.
Thanks, Jay. You really did us a solid.
I'm up.
You just
Wait,
filibustered for like 5 straight minutes. I think with only taking 2 breaths. It was.
Are you actually going to give Tinkerball's inspiration?
I had actually broken that joke. I forget what he did, but he actually got inspiration a few sessions ago. So we can we can kill that joke.
It's gone. It's over. It's done.
Cool. Yeah. Who was asking?
Me, Patrick.
Yep, you're good.
My microphone shit was being weird for some reason.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool.
Cool. Yeah.
That was awesome, though, Jay.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
It was incredible.
Oh, hit me with more of this music, though.
Okay, so at this point, the session ended last week, or the last time, with you all reconvening on the Silver Bullet. And at this point, I think we'll just start right there.
Oh, man.
So David Letterman, Tinkerballs, Dathranor, and Path Owell, you are all on the deck of the ship. It is flying, I assume?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
We were heading to pick up a Pathowell, Calder, and Fergus.
Yeah, and
back.
you and they returned to the ship at the end of last session. So Calder is back at the helm of the ship, flying it with his particular skill set, and all of you you're on board. So you guys basically get to decide what your plan of attack is now.
Quite right.
Boy.
I love these little talk through sessions. I have a feeling it's going to be like 8 hours of us deciding where to go. I can't wait.
All right, well, we had a couple of options ahead of us. Bancroft Harbor was potentially a place to go track down this guy Hero.
Yep.
Because he might know some shit. He definitely seems to have some connection to Cater. He is a name. I don't think that we should particularly do some advanced scouting for Diadale. I don't want to do that bit. That sounds like we should just ditch Diadale for now. And then Fergus, his partner Eileen, or Eileen, she's potentially a lead that we could track down. And then, yeah.
I'm in favor of the Fergus Island situation. If Fergus, we could talk to Fergus and see if he has a lead for us. I'm also not too excited about heading off to Stiller's Block and actually being the forward scout party for this team at Diredale. I do have some open-ended thinking. As I've shared with you, everything that's happened in my time in the throne room, both with Marlo Laurel, who's the Denbacks, and also another individual who was a halfling with a white beard, who seemed to be, to me, kind of a little bit perhaps more in charge or have a little bit more power over Marlo than a regular kind of advisor. Seemed to have a little extra going on. But I don't really know much about him or what his possible kind of deal would be. One of the things too is we've learned a lot. So and we have Bluetooth connection with Dr. Atke, so there's the possibility of asking him a question or two about what we could get up to. But I like the idea of. I don't know really what we have available to us as far as kind of continually interfering with this little Stillersbach Diredale situation. I don't know if there's a way for us to kind of help one outcome over another. So because of that, I'm likely to be interested in following up on the island situation. Or kind of, a brief kind of conversation with Dr. Adke to kind of get us perhaps a little bit of direction on what to do next.
Where to start? To pick where to go? I don't know. How long can we pretend to scout for before, like, Starbuck folks are like, hey, port back?
So they gave us a day. So essentially, kind of, they would be expecting to hear back from us in 24 hours. And it's hard to know, to get a sense of whether they care about us. I think for all that because we were just kind of let go, right? We were going to kind of be, it seems like these guys didn't have anything to do with the murder of Alcide. And they were going to kind of lock us up until kind of like things happen. But then because I was able to kind of convince them, like, oh, hey, we could help here, and our responsibility is to the royal family of Diredale, whatever. They were like, oh, okay, go be a forward party, great. So I don't know that we'll have them kind of chasing us down. They obviously have some other things on their plate right now. But yes, the 24 hours is what they gave us. So if we saw some follow up from them, we wouldn't have to wait too long.
Yeah, you have a day's grace to sort of investigate. It also doesn't seem like they wanted you to do any sort of like combat. They just basically need like a sit rep on the area.
That means situational report.
Thanks, Jay.
Sorry, I just get so in the moment sometimes.
Oh, man. I know how it is.
Okay.
Honestly, I think that following up on Fergus sounds like a great idea. That'll probably take us a little bit further. At least, he's here. Let's, I guess let's see where we could track down this island.
That seems like the straightest path forward.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. So we'll I think as a crew, go ahead kind of below deck while we're kind of flying through the air and chat to Fergie.
Okay, yeah. So your ship heads west from Dyerdale, and is southwest, sorry, and heads towards Bancroft Harbor. Is that where we're going, or Stillerbach?
I guess we'll head kind of towards Bancroft Harbor. There may be something in Active Bottom to check out. So kind of heading south,
Find this map again.
southwest-ish.
Okay. So we'll put you
Not
sort
towards
of
Stillerbach.
traveling along the road.
Yeah.
As you travel, or as the silver bullet departs, you make your way to the first floor, or the deck of the second deck of the silver bullet, and you see Fergus just sort of attending to some chores. At this point, he's just sort of wrapping rope around his arm and storing it. Doesn't look especially busy.
All right, I'll step forward and Fergus, may we have a moment of your time?
Of course, Captain.
We've had quite a busy week and even further. But as I spoke to you when we met for what was for us a second time, I told you we would help you with anything that you needed help with your quest. And in particular, you've shared with us now a couple of times the importance and the seriousness of Island. And for us, we know that, as you shared with us, you lost Island at the time of tracking or fighting or hunting the Tarrasque long ago. For us, as you know, we've shared with you that we believe, based on what you've told us, that she's alive. And so if you're interested, and I hope that you will be, we would like to change our mission, as it currently was, to be one of assisting you in finding out the truth of that possibility.
Fergus isn't an emotional man, but you see him puff out his chest ever so slightly, and tears begin to well up in his eyes as he says, Captain, this is a tremendous gift you've given me. I don't know where she is, but if there's any chance that she's out there, we have to follow.
Fergus, I could not agree more. And though you may not know where she is right now, where should we begin our search?
And Fergus becomes a little bit more animated at this point. He says, the last I saw of Island was her falling off the edge of the cliff as the Tarrasque made its final attack of wiping my unit away. After that, those of us that survived had to run for cover and eventually wait out the Tarrasque as it made its way back into the water.
And where is this cliff, Fergus?
Great question.
Thank you, Fergus.
This cliff in particular is around the Nux.
Ah, Nux. All right. Do we gain anything by going to the Nux if she had fallen off a cliff? How long ago was this? This was a long time ago, yeah?
Fergus says this. It was 7 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know that the cliffs are gonna. I don't think she's gonna be at the cliffs right now. So maybe. I still think Bancroft Harbor might be a place to go, because if it's a place where there seemed to be some human trafficking at some point, there might be some people that know where people are. It may be a place to kind of follow that lead. I don't know that she was trafficked or anything. An idea.
Yeah. Fergus, we have reason to believe that there have been or are individuals in Bancroft Harbor who deal
before you can finish, you hear from the deck, Captain, I need you up here. Come quick. And it's called.
I rush. Yeah, so I'll rush to above deck.
I will also do that.
I would take my time.
Casually
Amazing.
stroll.
Casually stroll.
I'm also not rushing.
David Letterman takes his time. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So Tinkerballs and
To clarify, are you on octopus legs, David Letterman?
I don't know. I think they come and go as I please, and right now they're just normal human legs.
Got man legs.
The
but
man
just
legs
so
Got a bad
David
case of man
Letterman
legs.
is just so beautiful, right? It doesn't matter whether his legs be human or
So
octopi.
beautiful.
As Tinkerballs and Patho will rush up, you can see Calder point over the edge of the ship. He says, "Look, they're in danger." And he points down to the road that's currently underneath you that leads to and from Dyerdale towards Bancroft Harbor. And you see a mess of people running for what seems to be their lives in terror from something down the road. You see another figure.
I would probably arrive up at the deck at this time.
Yeah, okay. You see another figure walking in the opposite direction towards three extremely large creatures. Nolan.
Yes, sir.
You were traveling along the road between Bancroft Harbor and Dyerdale, doing your normal day-to-day, which would be seeking the very call for adventure. You have this is your life's purpose. This is something that you have dedicated your whole life towards because of your upbringing. And as you were traveling from Bancroft Harbor to Dyerdale, you came across a mass of people running in terror. And as you saw this, you realized there are people that are in need of my help right now. And you have very early on in the day found your calling. As you make your way through the grouping, you see that they were being terrorized by three Cyclops, and you meet them toe to toe in battle. What would you like to do?
Awesome. How far away is? Well, I guess is there a leader, or do they all kind of look the same?
They all kind of look the same. We each one of them are sort of fumbling and swatting at anybody who gets in their reach. They all seem to be sort of mindlessly violent.
Okay, and how far away are they from me?
They're at this point they're within 30 feet.
Within 30 feet. All right. Well, I will run up to the one in the middle.
Okay.
And try and shove him prone.
Okay. Where did I put that?
Which is just athletics, right?
It's going to be opposed athletic checks. And I just need to... Where the fuck did I put that?
Okay, so I have a 27 on my athletics check.
What the?
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, that character name's slays. I won't give it away until we meet him. Sorry, podcast listeners.
Yeah. So, do you also want to maybe you succeed? So maybe describe how your character does it.
Okay, so my character, he doesn't have any weapons, so to speak. He's just holding two shields. So he just runs up to the person and just like double shield pushes him right in the chest. And then as soon as that guy goes down, I'm going to turn over to his friend beside him and try and do the same thing.
To the left or the right?
Let's go the left.
Okay.
Okay, so that one's going to be a 21 athletics.
Okay. The guy on the left is going to roll. And is just absolutely stunned as this creature that is much smaller than him comes over and manhandles him onto his back. I don't know exactly where you push him, but whatever force you're doing it, whether it be you lift up his foot or you push the side of his knee, two of these Goliaths collapse. And from the ship, all of you see this unnamed creature sort of taking on three Cyclops by themselves. The third one will... sorry, Nolan, do you want to do anything else on your turn?
Yeah, so with my bonus action, I want to shove this third guy.
Oh my gosh. Okay, didn't realize that you had that many actions.
Yeah, shield master gives me that option as a bonus action.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you may go right ahead.
Oh,
Oh, that one's not very good.
No,
I got a
it's
9.
not. So unfortunately, it's not. It's actually not just a 9. It's a nat 1.
Oh shit.
oh yeah. Damn.
And so with that, the third creature, being not incredibly smart, but wise enough to know what you've done to his friend, times his counter exactly as you try and come towards his knee, and he picks you up with both hands and flips you onto your back.
Oh no.
No bueno.
I don't know if I can get up. Like, once I go on my shell, I think that's it.
So you see from the boat the this hero who is protecting the lives of these civilians. Fate has cruelly intervened, and you can now see his pale belly as he sort of sits there just rocking. Crew on the Silver Bullet, what do you do?
How far away? How high up are we?
You guys are low enough to see the road and to see the detail of the combat. I probably wouldn't say it's anything more than like 70 feet at this point.
So I would jump towards one of our large ballistas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the forward ballista. I'm gonna run towards the forward ballista to man it. Yell out for Tinkerballs and Dappinor to take us towards the ground a little further. Yell at David Letterman to get on one of the other large ballista and say, "Let's give this brave and honorable fellow some cover fire."
I would just ask, and these are the captain's orders?
I'll reply. These are the captain's orders.
All right. I would not go towards the wheel. I'd probably grab a ballista.
Well, Calder's on the wheel.
Oh, he said somebody take us down.
Calder on the wheel?
Yeah, Calder's on.
Yeah, so then
Calder jumps
Okay.
in. Aye, Captain.
Yeah, I just I look over at the captain. I'm like, fucking Calder's got the wheel, man. Like, I'm like Calder do that. He's the driver.
Grab a damn weapon, then. Let's go.
I'd walk over to the railing and prepare to go.
Yeah, I'll grab a ballista. But yeah, as we get closer, I'll probably jump off the ship.
Yeah, I'm at the
Actually,
edge.
can I tie a rope? I want to tie a rope to the ship railing.
I would be at the edge of I would be at the railing with a rope ready to rappel. I'm not fucking around with the ballistas.
Okay, so two
is not me.
of you are tying ropes. Path, you're on one of the ballistas, and David Letterman, what are you doing?
I can head to a ballista.
Okay,
There's a map?
Yeah, there is a map in the Discord chat. It's under vehicles.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, Path, you're on the forecastle.
That's right.
And then David Letterman, you have the choice of one of the two bigger ballistas.
Right. Yeah, so I'll grab the one back, I guess.
Okay. So the big ballista, you get a +8 on your attack. The little ballista, you get a +5. The little ballista is 2d8. The big ballista is 2d12 for damage. You may, Dathranor and Tinkerballs, I need you guys to make a sleight of hand check on your rope.
Oh no.
Or what?
I'm gonna give myself guidance on this.
Sure. Dathranor, you can do. Yeah, unfortunately, it is going to have to.
Anything Dex is going to be bad. Like I could.
You could do. I'll let you. No, it's got to be sleight of hand. Sorry.
Sleight of hand. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not mad at you.
Ooh.
Oh, my shit's broken too. Sick.
Okay, so Tinkerballs, you get a nice tight rope there. We'll wait for we'll let Dathranor roll when he's ready.
I rolled it. It didn't go through, but it rolled. Or can I roll again?
I'll let you
Heck
roll
no.
again. I didn't see it.
Oh my god. This is disgusting.
I didn't see it. Oh my gosh.
Oh my. See?
Not only do you tie just a perfect rope to the rail, you already are good to go with your own knot on yourself. You've managed to secure yourself to both ends, and you're ready to roll. Tinkerballs, you still have to do that.
Thanks, Pat.
But Dathranor, with that nat 20, you're good to go.
You tie an amazing knot,
I
and then just to make it seem imperfect, just do tie it a little bit less. It looks too good.
Path and David, you may make your attacks. Tell me which. So there's a Cyclops prone on the left. There's a Cyclops prone in the center, and then there is a Cyclops standing on the right.
So I'm going to take my shot at the Cyclops standing to the right. The one that's up.
Okay.
And I'm on the smaller, right? So this is a 2d8.
It's a D20 plus 5, and if it hits, it's a 2d8. Yeah.
Right.
And then David, yours is a plus 8.
Okay.
So mine's a 19.
Great. That's gonna hit.
All right.
David, which one are you attacking? Are you attacking the one on the right as well?
Yeah, I'll hit that one too. And what am I? I'm rolling a 20.
David Letterman, I think, is rolling a 2d12 plus 8.
No, a D20 plus 8, and then if the damage hits, it's 2d12.
All right, so my shot. Oh yeah!
Oh my gosh! So that's gonna be yeah. You're gonna roll. You're gonna roll a 4. No, you're gonna roll 2d12, but you've already maxed out the first 2 dice, so you're sitting at 24 damage no matter what. So roll 2d12 right now, Brian. That is an extremely good roll.
It's a
Yeah, so
nat
both
20.
So both your
That one,
your
that's
bolts release from your weapons. You Path, you managed to get a nice body shot as you stick the Cyclops in the shoulder, and he seems to be quite aggravated by that. But David Letterman, you have like a moment of just like true and pure sight, and you take the Big Bertha on the main deck, and you just launch this bolt at the Cyclops, and you hit it directly in its eye,
Nice.
dealing a whopping 40 damage to this Cyclops.
Yeah. Hit it.
The Cyclops is screaming in pain now. And the other 2 Cyclops get up and they see what you've done, and they both pick up stones and they both chuck it at the ship. Uh-oh. Okay. Those the first one was a nat 20, and then the second one was a 22. The second one will miss, but the nat 20 is going to hit, and I'm going to roll a d4 to see who gets hit with it. So that is going to be David Letterman, the one Cyclops saw exactly what you did to his partner, and he launches a boulder right at you. And you are going to take 37 damage as the boulder comes in and smashes the Big Bertha. The boat is fine, but you did take a big brunt of it.
I think I'm dead.
Lord.
I don't think you're dead.
Yeah, I have 33 hit points.
Oh yeah, you're out. Look at that.
Oh shit!
Isn't that 31 damage?
Already.
So Donatello, you unfortunately have been placed back on your shell, as the one now wounded Cyclops. He has upended you, and you are now on your back. I will allow you to get up, but you're gonna have to make a dexterity check at disadvantage.
Straight dex check.
Yeah, so what I'm looking, or strength if you think that would work better, but you basically and as the ship comes closer, you all recognize that this is actually just like a very large do you mind if I say it, Nolan? Is that okay?
No, not at all.
You realize that it's actually just like a very large turtle that is the hero that you saw from a distance. And so Donatello is unfortunately on his back, but you're a hero of many means. So I need you need to like rock yourself in some way that you can tip over. And so a dexterity check at disadvantage is what I'm going to make it, or strength if you think that would work better.
Well, strength definitely works better for me, but if you want dex, I'll do dex.
Let's keep it at dex then.
Dex disadvantage. So that will be a 0.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no! Hold on.
It's
Roll
another
with disadvantage.
Ouchie.
Yeah, is that a 0?
It's a 1. You
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a 1 and a 5.
It's a nat 1. Jesus.
Lord.
Not great.
That's 2 in a row.
You started so strong.
Yeah, so you try and roll, but like you look honestly just pathetic. Your legs and arms are moving in like non-unison. You're kind of just like a baby that doesn't really know what to do. For those of you that are close enough, I'm going to put that at like maybe only Dathranor, you just you just hear a
I'm on video now.
Not me.
You're fine.
You can you
Say hi.
you are unable to get up, but
Okay.
you still have your actions. I don't know if that changes anything.
Well, can I try to get up again or no?
And forego your action?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, I'll try and get up again.
Okay.
I'm assuming same roll.
Right.
Yes, it is. Unless you can. Oh, very nice.
So that is a 3.
You nat 20 the other one, eh?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you sort of compose yourself a little bit. You're not whining as loudly as
Sharpie right in the mouth.
you previously were. But you can't really rock yourself off. And so you are still prone on your back.
He's not able to rock himself off.
No, no, he cannot.
Okay, so then I'm gonna, if I can, I'll use a bonus action to go into a rage.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit, you should have done that at the beginning of the turn. That would have been.
I don't think because it only helps strength checks, not dex.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, you are in rage now. We'll go to the crew on the boat. David Letterman, your ballista has been obliterated.
Sure.
Pathowell, you now your ballista is still operational. And Dathranor and Tinkerballs, your rope is tied securely to the ship, but only Dathranor.
How far are we from the floor to the ground?
You're probably about 40 feet now. You keep
I jump over.
What's fall damage in 5e? Is there fall damage?
It's a d6 for every 10 feet.
I jump over the edge using the rope as like a guide and kind of like slowing myself with it.
Yep.
Yeah, can we repel like that? How long is the
And
rope?
very acrobatically, would I be able to like? Is the ship like above them in a way where I can jump down and kick a cyclops in its eye? Are we 40 feet like directly above them, and I can just be like basically like dropping down like a peregrine falcon?
You're not directly above them, but you are within jumping distance as the turrets on the ship had to be a certain distance away so that they could make an accurate shot, right?
Is Ring of Jumping a bonus action or an action?
I'm pretty sure it's just movement, so it's not even considered.
Like the ring, like I have a Ring of Jumping, which casts the jump spell.
Yes, you are attuned to that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it's gonna be an action. Let me just check your.
Because that triples my jump. I would love to basically kick off the railing.
So it says in the ring that it's a bonus action.
Nice. I want to activate it. Kick off the railing. I'm not tying it to myself because I don't have time.
But you're gonna use it to sort of guide.
I'm using the rope to guide, and I want to land on a Cyclops' eye.
Sure. Yeah. So you have the option of the middle or the left one, as you activate your ring. I'm gonna get you to make an acrobatics or athletics check on.
Acrobatics all day.
Yeah, acrobatics. I think you get advantage with that because of the ring as well.
Yeah, I believe so.
So, yeah, you can certainly do that. Dathranor, sorry, you didn't actually need to tie it to yourself. I was getting ahead of myself there.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want though with the rope because it is firmly tied there. So you, each length of your ropes are 50 feet. So
Okay.
you have more than enough room to sort of.
I would probably attempt to rappel down then.
Okay. Yep. So it's same thing, acrobatics or athletics if you want.
Athletics.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can both make your checks then. Dathranor, your athletics of 21 is gonna be a success.
Okay.
And Tinkerball's your athletics of a 16 to jump onto a Cyclops. I will be successful. So you guys can Dathranor, you probably have about 10 more feet, but Tinkerball's you're right up in the which Cyclops are you going for? The left or the middle?
I went with the happy middle.
Okay. So on the middle, you're all up in that Cyclops business. You can actually make an attack.
Does any of my falling damage, or does any of like my falling momentum damage him? Can I make that my attack?
You want to make that your attack?
Yeah, can I make that my attack?
Shit, yeah, that's fine. So it's going to be you are going to be the improvised weapon on this.
Okay.
So I just need you to make a D20 plus 4. Is that what an improvised weapon is?
Depends if you're proficient.
I think it's
a
plus
D4
strength.
your strength. Not proficient. 1 plus your strength. Fire.
Not really quiet for me.
It's
Yeah, same.
improvised weapon is a 20 plus strength. And if you're proficient in improvised weapons, you can have proficiency. So that's a D4 for an attack.
So Pat,
It's
your microphone.
Pat, did you walk away from your computer?
Yeah, it's doing something strange.
me?
Yeah.
My computer.
Both Nolan and Pat got really weird for me.
Yeah, sorry, I had my microphone up. That's why I was so quiet.
Am I
But
weird?
if you're proficient with it, it's a D4 plus your strength modifier. If you're not proficient, it's just 1 plus your strength modifier.
1 plus your strength modifier on the attack.
That's the damage, yeah. And then it's just a D20 plus your strength modifier.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I think what we're substituting it for is you're using. Yeah, I'm going to switch the damage to 2d6 plus your strength modifier because you're intentionally like barreling yourself into the Cyclops. But
Yeah.
you still need to make the attack then. Okay.
Okay, and that's just D20 plus strength, right?
Yes. Yeah, we can do that.
I don't think that I'm proficient in jumping off a ship into a Cyclops' eye.
It's not so much that, it's just like your ability to use your body as a weapon.
Nope. That's a 6.
Yeah. So you try and do it. You're kind of a little too heavy here, a little too light there. You smack into him, but it doesn't really hurt anybody. And then Dathranor, what did you say that you were doing?
So I wouldn't try and land on one of the Cyclopses. If I was just landing straight under the ship, where would I be in relation to a Cyclops?
Sorry, they're on the ground.
Yeah, but like from where I land on the ground, straight down from the ship to a Cyclops.
You'd be about 20 feet away.
Okay, and do I still have my full movement?
Because you've traveled the 40 feet down.
Yeah.
I'll give you 20 feet, or I'll give you 10 feet of movement on the ground, but I won't give you your full movement.
And I'm 20 feet from the Cyclops, you said?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so I would advance my 10 feet. I would roll for Mind Sliver.
Sure.
And they would need to make Intelligence 14 save. Okay.
They both fail.
Okay. So then they take that 10, or the one that I'm targeting takes that 10 damage.
Okay, yeah.
Which I would target the is. So there's 2 standing left.
Yeah, 2 standing. One is sort of the
One
third
is blind,
writhing in pain as he's been blinded. Yeah.
Okay, so the third's blinded. I would do the one that Digger Balls is not on.
Okay, so the one on the left.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you cast your spell. I'm assuming it's sort of like fractured glass as it moves from you. It's like, and it hits the one on the left, and he takes his first damage.
So wait, this reads: I drive a disorienting spike. It tells me to roll a 2d6. Unless the saving throw is successful, the target takes 1d6 psychic damage, and the first time it makes a saving throw before the end of the next turn, it must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from that save.
Okay.
The spell's damage increases by 1d6 when you reach certain levels 5, so that's why it's... Okay, so yeah. They would need to... So yeah, it affects their saving throws. If they needed
cool.
that.
And there's damage that it takes from it?
Yeah, it takes the 2d6 for the 10 damage, and then it also subtracts the 1d4 from a saving throw.
Perfect. Yeah, we can work with that. I'm not sure if it'll need to make that, but we'll go back to Path. You're on your ballista, and David Letterman, you have just been quite wounded by a flying stone.
Will I need to use a turn to reload my ballista?
Yes.
Okay, I will reload my ballista. And then with my bonus action, I will cast a healing word on in the 3rd level on David Letterman.
Okay,
Thanks,
sounds good. David Letterman, you are... Oh, nice. 16.
So, yes, David Letterman gets to heal by 16.
Sweet. Key.
David Letterman, you are prone on the deck of the ship as a wave of healing and cathartic energy covers you. What do you do?
Okay. I will. I mean, by standing after the healing stuff, I would like to stand.
You may stand. You have 15 feet of movement left.
I'm gonna stay on the boat and just Eldritch Blast the one that threw the rock at me.
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That'll be the one on the left.
Okay.
So the first one's going to roll for an 18, which is going to hit, and the second one rolls for a 25, which is going to hit.
Yeah.
So you are going to do... How does the damage work with the Eldritch Blast? It's 2d10, right, Brian?
Let's see. And then
I'm gonna throw
Yeah, it's well 1d10 each.
1d10 each. Okay, so the first one you hit, but it's kind of just like a glancing blow. But the second one you sort of connect solidly in the chest, and that you know that you've done some amount of damage to it. It looks like it's still standing though. And with that, we'll move to the Cyclopses. The one with the bolt in its eye is falling to its knees. He's just holding his eye. The middle one will try and grab at you. Tinkerballs. And it will make a strength check. You may make an opposing strength check. Yeah, and he grabs you and throws you off his face. And you will take... you're going to take 13 damage as you fly off his face and land 20 feet away from him. On the ground, the wind sort of gets knocked out of you, but overall you're pretty fine. And then the Cyclops on the left will move at you, Dathranor.
Okay.
And he will take a swing with a club that was previously unseen in his hand.
Okay.
And you realize now that all of them have clubs in their hand.
Okay.
Does an 11 hit you?
It does not.
Yeah, so he swings and misses. We'll go back to Donatello. You're still on the ground. Your rage has sort of built up with your frustration in the situation. And I'm actually you're gonna get your dex save again, but I'm not gonna make it at disadvantage.
Okay. So I'm not able to just get up with my movement?
No, because you're on your back, right?
Yeah, okay. So
But you're getting very
roll.
angry at this, and because you're of your class features, I'm gonna say it is eliminated the disadvantage that you were playing against or fighting against.
Uh-oh.
all right. Donatello rolls an 18 to get up.
Okay, and he does as you realize that it's not sideways isn't the best. You've got to use you've got to go to go forward. You have to go backwards, and you roll sort of lengthwise instead, and go over the top of your head and put your hands on the ground and spring to your feet, ready to go.
Nice. Okay. So we've got the one who's just like holding his eye, and then the other two are they fighting right now, or are they grappling?
One has just tossed one of these strangers that has come to save you off of his face. The other one is approaching another one of the strangers that has come to assist. The one who just threw something off of threw one of them off of his face is the closest.
Okay, so I'll charge at him, and we'll try and shove him prone again. If I'm coming from behind him, I'm gonna try and just do like a trip.
Sure, yeah.
So I don't think so. With rage, you gain advantage on strength checks and saving throws, but not attacks. So this wouldn't give me advantage.
No.
Okay, so it's gonna be a 14.
Yeah, and that is gonna trip him up as he falls. As you sort of like bowling ball underneath his legs, he's gonna fall on his back with a great oof, and yeah, he's on the ground. What would you like to do?
Perfect.
Next?
I'll try and bite his face.
Yeah, so you jump on top of him with a ferocity only turtles know, and you start attacking with advantage.
Okay,
And that's gonna
so
yeah,
is that a
massively
25?
that hits for sure. And you just start snapping. No.
And then how far away is this last guy?
He's probably about 15 feet. They're pretty close to each other.
Okay, so I have 40 feet movement, but I did get up this turn. Would I have enough movement to get to him?
You would.
I would? Okay, so I'll run over to him.
Yeah.
And then with a bonus action, try and knock him prone.
Yeah, you know the drill. Oh yeah, you kind of come out of nowhere and just like uplift him completely, and he's just like totally off balance, and you see that the two of them are just like on the ground. We'll go back to the characters on the boat, and then we'll go to So we'll go with Path and David Letterman first, and then I'll go to Dathranor and Tinkerballs. It's Path Owell.
Perfect. So I'm readily. I'm gonna fire off my ballista. What's the situation of the three Cyclopses? Just a quick recap on who's who.
The one on the right is screaming in pain as he clutches his face, and you see the bolt from the larger ballista is still sticking out of its what used to be its eye. The other two have been upended by the unknown hero that originally brought you to the path, and they are now on their backs again.
So I would know that one of them has taken more beating than the other. I think the one that Tinkerballs landed upon.
Yes, yeah, you. No, sorry, you would know the one on the left has taken more damage.
You're welcome, Jay.
Top it. I will fire my ballista at the one then on the left.
Okay, yep, you make your attack. It's gonna be a +5 to your d20. Oh shit!
Whoa, you've sunk the ship.
I need you to roll for damage.
Okay. Oh no, I don't want to.
Yeah, you got to. 2d8 though.
I'm glad you were shooting at the one Kath was in front of.
If you hit me, I swear to God.
Straight up 2d8 or 2d8 plus 5, right?
It'll be 2d8 plus 5. Yeah.
Oh,
How you do it?
You did it wrong.
Backwards.
No. Oh.
Oh boy, so Dathranor, you see this other the Cyclops coming at you. This new hero comes in and just like body checks it and upends it, and you're sort of like reveling in that as you get sideswiped by an arrow. It hits you in the shoulder. Doesn't stick in you, but it does clearly leave a nice laceration as you take 16 damage.
16 points of damage.
And then I will cast first level healing word on David Letterman.
Sure.
With my bonus action.
Thank you.
Fuck you!
Fuck you.
And David Letterman will heal by 8.
That's insult to injury.
Nice. David Letterman.
Pathowell taketh away, Pathowell giveth.
Yeah. David Letterman, what's your move?
Yeah, I'll just blast the weakened one, like on the left as well.
Okay.
Already.
Don't you roll a 1, I swear to God.
All right.
Nice. You can make a second one. Yes, I have just been reminded of a rule I forgot, though. And if a character is prone and being attacked at range, the attacker has to roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
So I'm going to get you to make... Your first one hits, you got to roll at disadvantage for your second one.
Okay.
And you
Well,
just
I
hear a turtle just be like, sorry.
Is that is that for path as well?
Yeah, I forgot it, though. That happens. It's...
If I'm rolling disadvantage for, just roll again, and then whatever.
So it's
Another D10.
no, it's another D20
Okay.
at this point, and then we'll figure out damage after. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get much worse than that. So we'll you can roll your damage for your first one. So I think it's just 1d10, right? Very nice. Yeah. So you plunk it with a another wisp of your Eldritch Blast, and it absorbs into his body, but it looks like he's in pain. We'll switch to Dathranor and Tinkerballs.
Who was first of that?
Yeah, you can go. That's fine. Doesn't matter.
Okay. I would approach the left one. He's still up, I believe.
Yeah.
And I would roll on my way up. I would activate my Flame Tongue with bonus action for this turn, and would use that to swing, attempting to swing through him.
Yeah, for sure. You miss. That was a sticky die there. I thought that was going to keep rolling.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Okay. With my second attack, I would just attempt to do the same thing to him.
Yep. This one strikes though.
Okay.
As you come across his body and connect. Your
I gotta figure that out and why I had this in my other game. Fuck, why is it?
What was the issue? It just
I'm
didn't
using...
prompt you?
No, I'm using the wrong browser. I had all my options set in Chrome.
It splits his damage. So you get I don't know what's the flame damage.
1d6, right?
The flame damage is 2d6. So it should be 1d8 plus 5 plus 2 for my dueling, and then 2d6. Yeah, so it should just be.
So I'm seeing 5 flame damage. I'm seeing the 8. You get 1d8 plus 5. Was there anything else with that?
Does that fighting add into that already? Can't remember. So it should be at least 1d8 plus 5, and then 2d and then plus 2d6.
Okay, so I'm seeing 13 damage as you open a nice wound along the right side of the Cyclops' torso, and he howls in pain.
Okay. Yeah, let's roll with that. I'm gonna see if I can fix these settings.
Okay, sounds good. We'll go to Tinkerballs.
Hey, what do I know about Cyclopses?
What do you know
Are they
about them?
Yeah, are they like intrinsically evil folk? Are they like, just kind of like bullies, and you gotta like, chase them away with a stick? Like, what's the scoop on Cyclopses?
What's the scoop?
Threw a rock at my head.
You can roll.
Yeah, a lot of people.
You can roll an insight check.
Schoolyard bullies throw rocks. Insight.
Yeah. You know them to be just your regular sort of danger that is out in the wilderness. They really don't have any clear intelligence. So they maybe they're creatures of opportunity. Maybe they're just bored. Maybe they're just violent.
Ignore this
but
test roll.
that's okay. But the fact is that they're in front of you and they mean business right now. So, what are you gonna do?
Am I prone right now, or the guy threw me off? Am I prone?
You are prone.
Okay, get up. How far am I from him?
You are 15 feet.
15 feet? Alright, I go over to him. I want to take his club away.
He already dropped his. The middle one or the left one?
The middle one.
Yes, you may. You can try.
I want to take his club.
How do you disarm? Oh, I just saw it. Okay, so you have to. A creature can use a weapon attack to knock a weapon or another item from a target's grasp. So you have to make an attack roll, and it's going to be contested by the Cyclops' strength.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do instead? Slightly differently idea. Having kind of like got tossed off and probably hitting my head a little bit, I'm gonna cast hideous laughter on him.
Can you post it in the chat?
Yeah. So, creature choice you can see within range, perceive everything as hilariously funny and falls into fist of laughter if the spell affects it. Target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or fall prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration. Creature with an intelligence score of 4 or less isn't affected. At the end of each of its turns, and each time it takes damage, the target can make a wisdom saving throw.
Just needs to be like semi-intelligent, right?
Yeah, as long as it's an intelligence of 5 or more.
Yeah. Okay. What's the save it needs to make on your end?
On my end, I think it's a wisdom 13 for this one. Yeah, wisdom 13.
Yeah. So it just starts like belly laughing. Ho ho ho! Oh ho 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 ho!
And it's this like kind of like the way that it casts is just like I don't like consciously like do it. It's just kind of like as I hit my head coming back up, a wave of humor, kind of pirate humor comes from Bluetooth.
Sure. Yeah. Definitely.
From my brain. And,
yeah, for sure.
Cast that.
Definitely.
All right. Cool. And that is my turn.
Okay. As the yeah, okay, so it goes to the Cyclopses. The one on the left visibly hurt, and he takes a look around, he sees the other two. The one is still screaming and yelling in pain. The other one is laughing hilariously and grabbing at its belly. Realizes this is not a situation he would like to continue to be in. So he stands up and moves towards the blinded Cyclops. Everybody can. Dathanor, you were right there, right?
Yeah.
You
So
can
he
make
would,
your.
if he's running away, yeah, I would get the attack of opportunity.
Yeah, he is, and he's going to. Yeah, so you can make your attack.
What the fuck?
That's so strange. That is going to miss.
Yeah.
But he grabs the blinded Cyclops and brings him over to the incapacitated laughing one, and he throws an arm over each or he throws an arm of the laughing Cyclops over each of them, and then just starts dragging them all away. And it's pretty clear that they are no longer going to be engaging in this fight, and they unless anybody has a massive bloodthirst, they're going to slink into the forest.
You know that I do. I would, up to 60 feet, command him to halt. The one carrying them.
Oh my god!
I also want to kill them.
Yeah. Okay. You can. What's the save he needs to make?
Wisdom 14.
Jesus, you guys with your wisdom. If he meets it, he beats it. He shrugs off your command and continues into the forest with the group.
I want to cast command at a 3rd level and tell them say like I want them to drop their clubs.
They have dropped their clubs. Both their clubs are still on the ground. The one on the left had it knocked out the turn before, and the one in the middle wasn't able to pick it up because he was laughing.
Oh,
so
okay.
hard.
Well, then I don't care about them then.
Yeah. So they.
I'm gonna cast command at a 3rd level and and say.
Sorry, I forget you guys can see my face. I forget you guys can see my face, and just sort of like the what the fuck are we doing emotion. That's on right now.
I'm just gonna say flee. I know they're already fleeing.
Right.
Force it. I want them to run really fast.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For sure. Then
Mine is a wisdom 15 on this.
Okay. Can't see. Yeah, he fails it, and the speed in which he's fleeing already is actually doubled, and he's dragging the rest of them as you soundly repel the violent Cyclops. All of you on the ground are now laying in a mass in your own. Sorry, not laying. You're standing around the battlefield. And you finally get to appreciate this hero and the physical stature that he is. I will provide a picture if I have the permission of Nolan.
Yep, of course.
Command is a verbal thing, so we would hear what Tinkerbells had said to them.
Yeah,
Yes, you will.
yeah. I just spelled it.
You better run.
You better run.
I would have actually said it like that too. Yeah, you better run.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
It wasn't to get away from us faster. Just you fuck off, eh?
No, I wasn't like doing it because of you. I was just like,
Okay. I would
"Take off,
definitely.
you hosers," except that I wasn't. Doing it.
So you see this muscle-bound tortoise standing in front of you, huffing and puffing, but extremely. He's got actually like a little bit of like blood on his face and his mouth from specifically where he started snapping at the one Cyclops. But they seem he seems to be this intimidating figure right in front of you.
So I'm gonna look over and give just like a huge smile. Just say, "Well met, heroes. You came right at the nick of time, and I owe you a great gratitude." I'll say, "My name is Donatello, turtle in a house shell. It's very nice to meet you."
It's a great character name.
Those of you on the ship is low enough that you can hear this. It's kind of just hovering above the ground.
I'm gonna walk over to Donatello. Hey man, that was great. You fucking pushed these guys over like it's nobody's business. That was wild. And I offer like a big old handshake.
Yeah, I'll shake your hand, and then I will say, Oh yeah, it's nothing. Those guys weren't that tough. And, I will roll deception.
Please do. Please
Uh,
do.
I have a passive insight of 17.
So you clearly know I'm lying.
But yeah, no, yeah, those guys were real tough. They thought they were tough guys, eh?
Not as tough as you guys. It's quite an impressive ship you have.
Oh, this whole thing. It's kind of new for us, new to us. Used. It's gotten us into some scrapes and out of scrapes. It's a complicated mess. It's called the Silver Bullet. It's pretty dope. And yell up at the pretty ones that like, hey, there's a turtle down here. We may need a talkie person. We need a pretty talkie
Talking person.
Pat, how rare is it to see a giant flying ship in this world? Like, I feel like this would blow me away.
Extremely rare. Yeah. There is magic. Magic has always been present in Wandis, but to see it specifically applied in such a clever and unique way is kind of noteworthy to you.
Okay.
Donatello, well met, adventurer. My name is Pathowell, and you could say that I lead this gang of adventurers. Pray tell, where are you headed, and what are the adventures you're involved in?
I say I'm just traveling the lands looking for people in need. What adventure are you on?
I tell you, Donatello, we are in the midst currently of a great undertaking. We seek to prevent a needless war based on lies and deceptions between two great cities, those of Dyerdale and Stiller's Bach. I wonder if you are seeking to help others, if you wouldn't be consider joining our band of merry men as we seek to bring peace to this continent.
I would be
I pipe
honored.
up at that point and it's like, I mean, I guess we're doing all that. I'm just trying to start a brewery, but our backer just got fucking killed and that sucked. So we gotta do something different, I guess. I'll also, I did in my moment forget to introduce myself. I'm Tinkerballs, priest of the taint, devourer of these nuts. You just call me Tink.
I turn to you and offer my hand and say, it's a strong name, Tink.
Thanks to you as well. I open up to the others to introduce themselves as well.
I would just nod at you. I think.
I will motion to Dathanor and tell Donatello that is one of 3 Dathanors.
One of 3.
All of them might try to kill you at some point. It's confusing.
We'll
I say,
tell you more
hello,
on the show.
Dathanor 1.
I'll just nod again.
As you're speaking, Brian is back. I saw him drop off there for a second. David Letterman, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I will introduce myself. I am Dave. I am a octopus man who is more handsome than you could ever imagine. And yeah.
And Donatello, that is true. As you look at him, you can't even believe that something so perfect as the man who stands before you, calling himself David Letterman, could ever exist. He is breathtakingly beautiful.
David Letterman and Pathowell both are kind of anime handsome. Like they're really
Anime handsome.
Uh,
how much octopus are you, and how much man?
At any given time,
Only takes a night to find out.
yeah. I mean, dinner first.
Okay, I blush.
So someone fix his gun. The gun is broken.
Someone fixes. Oh, the
Gun?
gun. Yeah, sorry.
I think Calder is a carpenter by trade. I think he could do it.
He is. He is. You're not sure if you have the materials on the boat, but you think it's definitely possible that he could fix it. But it is out of commission at the moment.
I didn't take the mending cantrip.
I'll check if he did actually. No, he didn't. He's not a spellcaster.
No, he's just a barbarian. Just a barbarian. He's an excellent barbarian.
As you're talking on the road, you see some people step out of the woods, and you recognize them to be the civilians that were running away, and they yell from far away like, "Is he gone?"
Is who gone?
Like those big things.
What,
They were
what big
scary.
things?
You just fought them. We all saw you.
I will bellow from the bow of the boat. Kind and good people, be not afraid. We have dispelled the scourge from which you feared. Come show yourselves and be no longer afraid.
So like a pastor on Sunday, you stand at the edge of the boat, one leg up on the rail, bellowing into the forest, and you just see them spawn from the edges, and just it was actually quite a large mass of people, and they say, "Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. This is honestly like the best thing that's happened to us in a little while."
So I yell from the boat, "Thank you. It is our duty, our pleasure to ensure your safety. Please like and subscribe, and check out Donatello's Patreon."
Do you guys have a podcast?
How far away are they?
They're 50 feet. They're 50 feet from the people on the ground. They're about 20 feet from the edge of the boat, but another 20 through the air to path.
I'd like to go over and give them some literature.
Yeah. Okay.
On my god, and
Sure.
see if any, and offer some spiritual guidance, and see if anyone is interested in learning about the great god the Taint.
So the one man who's been sort of speaking for the group right now, he comes out, he greets you and sort of shakes your hand. He says, "Oh, thank you. What is this you have here?"
This is some literature. This is a publication that I've put together myself. I myself am a priest of a great god, a god that's just trying to get the word out on who as you can see, we have great power. We are. I don't mention that like my companions are not followers.
Right. He gets a look of confusion on his face, but not like the confusion of like, what are you handing me? He gets like confusion as if he like recognizes this, and he looks.
Can I insight that?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So he has seen this book before.
He has seen the book of the great god the Taint?
Yes. And
Oh my God.
he looks behind himself, and he's like, "Oh, Tiffany, you gotta come here." And
His accent.
Who are these people?
Tiffany comes up and she's like, "What is that? Oh my God, is that?" And Tiffany turns to you, Tinkerballs, and she says, "Oh my goodness, are you Tinkerballs?"
Oh my god. Yes, I'm Tinkerballs. Do you know me?
Tinkerballs, I think you need to get to Stillabach. We know your mother.
You know my mother?
Martha, is Martha your mother?
Yeah, Martha. How do you know? Why did you say that name?
I. Oh, and she starts welling up with tears, and she says, "Oh, I don't know how to tell you this. I think something might have happened to your mom. We just came from there, and it's I just don't know where she is. You guys seem,
Sounds like she's in Stiller's Bach.
She was there. She had a cot. I'd see her every day. She was such a sweet woman. Tells it like it is.
She always told it like it is.
Have you spoken to your mom recently?
I haven't spoken to my mother in I mean I love my mother. Never an ill will against my mother. Family above all, you know. I haven't seen my mother in a very long time now.
I think
Circumstances kept me away.
absolutely circumstances. Tinkerballs, Stillabach, Stillabach is dead. Something.
Stillabach is dead?
Stillabach, the city was hit by a tidal wave, and your mom was in the city. I think. I don't know what happened to her. That's why we're all on the road. We're from Stillabach. I got cousins in Diadale that I was heading over to. Me and Tommy, we're gonna stay with the cousins. But
Hey, you and Tommy gotta stay with your cousins, stay with the family.
But Tink, I think your mom's
What?
in real trouble.
What happened in Stillabach? Last we went to Stillabach, it sucked.
Something happened. It was like a tidal wave. We're not really sure, but the city, you just had to get out, and so we.
How do you know my mother?
Because she was in the city. She had a cot with all these books. She was telling everybody about how proud she was of you.
I always sent her my literature.
She loved it. She thought you were the greatest. She was so proud of you.
Can I and my insight check was just for like
how Tommy recognized the books.
Yeah. Does this seem truthful to me?
Yeah, 100%. You can roll on it, but like to everybody there, like
I'll just passive. I got high passive. It's 17. It's fine.
Yeah, she knows your mom, and what she said, you believe to be truth from her.
Okay. You guys know what's going on in Diadale?
No, we just had to get out of the city. What's happening in Diadale?
Diadale might be a little fucked up right now. I just want to let you know that, just so you're prepared going in. Some fucky is going on in Diadale.
Are you sure?
And yeah, there's the king got assassinated, and there's a new king, and he seems pissy about Stillabach. So just so you know, don't tell them if you go there. Maybe don't tell them you're from Stillabach.
Jesus, that's terrible. assassinated.
Hey, can I ask you? You're from Stillabach. We had a run-in with some Stillabach.
Oh, yeah.
What's the deal with Stillabach? What was there? Was the are the gods and kind of head family shitty? Like what's the deal? Why we just tried to kind of come into the city and they were like fuck off, eh?
Oh, who did you run into? Some of them are real pricks.
Sorry, I forgot the name. Is it Markov?
Markov.
We ran into Markov.
Yeah, Markov's a dick. Tommy's like, oh, tell me about it. Have you met
Guys,
Alenda?
Markov is
Have
Alenda?
you met Alenda? Yeah.
I don't know Alenda. I don't know an Alenda. Who's Alenda?
You don't know about Alenda, the Dusk Rose?
I don't know anything about Alenda the Dusk Rose.
Alenda is just she's a peach. But Markov is like very protective, a little bit evil. But yeah, like they're good. You just got to know your place. When did you visit?
If you were to spell Alenda, how would you do that?
Oh, it's Elenda.
We were there. Must have been. How long ago were we there?
How long?
Oh,
Yeah, how long
sorry.
ago was it?
Sorry. You guys were there probably about like I think it was about like 2 months ago when it was all maybe a month, probably a month.
We were there. Must have been a month or two ago.
And she like waves her hands up in the air. She's like, no. Like, when were you there?
Nighttime.
Must have been between midnight and 2 a.m.
That's your problem. You never go there at night. They're all over the place. They don't like people out at night. You just as soon as the sun goes down, you just go indoors. You stay indoors the rest of the day.
Damn it, we did think that might have been the case. Son of a bitch.
We did think about that.
We thought about it and we did it anyways.
Listen, if
So
you talk
true.
to Alenda, if she's still alive, God rest her soul. She's a peach. Markov, stay away from him.
Yo,
Can
Tinkerbell, ask him about Hero.
Hero?
Yeah, ask him about Hero.
Have you guys ever heard of a guy named Hero? You're yelling very loudly from the ship, and she's like right beside me, so like she can hear everything you're yelling.
Sure. Ask her about Hero.
Oh wait, are you speaking in my Bluetooth?
No, I'm yelling.
She says, "Yeah, I can hear everything. I can hear y'all." Tommy's like, "You guys aren't really quiet." And
First time I heard that.
She says, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." Your passive insight says she's lying, but in a general kind of way.
Huh.
So like not like maybe the name, so kind of more as if like the name Hero is familiar. She doesn't specifically know him, but like she's familiar with the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, I don't think that I'm gonna interrogate her as she's fleeing. I'm gonna say, hey, how many of them are there, by the way?
There is 22.
22 of them. All right. Can I give? And what's this? What was her name again? Sorry.
Tiffany.
Tiffany and Tommy. Tiffany and Tommy. Tiffany and Tommy. Can I slip them a gold piece? Wait, is gold like just for my? I never know how economies work. Is Is the gold like a lot for people?
Yes,
Like, would it
certainly.
be slipping on like $100?
Gold wouldn't be like life changing, but it would be month changing. Probably
Okay.
year changing, actually.
Okay, I want to slip her a gold piece. Say thanks for the thing about Martha. Make sure that you're able to, get where you need to get. Stay safe.
Wait.
And keep reading the literature.
She says, "We will."
It'll lead you on.
And she says, I hope you find your mom. I really do.
And tell others about the I give her like some extra pamphlets.
Yeah. She's like, I will. I've convinced. If your mom's like you and you're like your mom, then it's a-okay to me. You guys run a pretty cool thing. So I'm gonna tell my friends about it.
Sorry, Brian, did you have something?
Yeah, ask them about the Tarask. They got flooded by water.
The Tarask bit.
They say they're not sure. We saw the water from the city, and we just started running, and we thankfully none of us were hurt, but it was pretty big. So hopefully everybody else got out too, but we're just not sure.
All right, Tiffany, Tommy, Tammy, Timmy, Tucci, and I go down the list of all 22 names. Thank you for all your help. Stay safe on the road. And I hope you guys find a place to get settled.
Yeah.
I head back.
Yeah, they thank you, and they start making their way from the direction you came from, Dyerdale, and off they go. And as you as they start walking, you see more on the road coming towards you, and it seems that this is the initial wave of an exodus.
I can go let everybody know what's
I'm just gonna run to the washroom real quick, and then I'll be back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same.
Find some more drink.
So, you made it. The end of another long episode. We just want to thank you for listening, downloading, subscribing. Please engage with us on Twitter, GDB Company. Go to our subreddit at Green Dragon Brewing Co. Email us, greendragonbrewingcompany@gmail.com. Look for our podcasts at Green Dragon Brewing Company on Spotify, Google Playlist, Breaker, Radio Public, and Pocket Casts. Part 2 of this live play will be coming out soon. We're still trying to figure out a regular schedule, but the intention is to always have an episode come out on Tuesday, so at least you can look forward to that. And with that, I think we'll let you go. Stay green, everybody.